What's up, gamers? Welcome to KorokuGaming, the undisputably best channel on YouTube and Twitch. KorokuGaming, that's right. And today, we're going to talk first about some drama updates. That's right, I've got drama updates from the last time we talked about drama, which was also like the first time we talked about drama. So let's get straight into this. First up, we got the Amouranth drama, right? All I could find today was a couple of articles. One referencing the cameraman here. The former Amouranth manager reveals what's happening at TwitchCon, blah, 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 blah. So she fired her cameraman because he was being a bit creepy on Twitter. It looks like he was clout chasing a bit on Twitter, not gonna lie. That might not be his intention, but he's saying, you know, he's not just Amouranth's content guy and cameraman. He's known her for 8 years now. I'm not some guy who just started working for her. I feel for her, and I'm going to keep supporting her no matter what she chooses to do. So being a massive simp on Twitter, he's showing photos as well. Let's do my new party trick here. There we go. Oh, it is working. It literally just I didn't notice because in my preview it looked like it was just what I was seeing on the page. But anyway, yeah, he uploaded some photos. There they are to Twitter. Very simpy photos. And then she responded with a big slap in his face there with a stop it. There it is, stop it. So yeah, she fired this cameraman and then he continued clout chasing. I guess this is a bit of drama, right? This is actual drama here. He's got like a twit longer and everything. My response to the Amouranth situation. And there you go, he's got a Google document for all of us. I don't think I'll waste your time going into that or reading that. But the main takeaway is that she's fine now. And she's taking a break from streaming. I think she last streamed about 6 days ago or something. So yeah, that's an update on that drama. I'm sure we're all glad that she's at least safe, whatever. I'm sure there's going to be lawsuits. So there'll probably be some lawsuit drama between her and her husband. There may be a divorce, who knows. There may even not be, which might be even more cause for concern. As I said last stream. After someone acts like that, it's kind of it's hard to imagine that person turning over a new leaf. Especially when they're already a fully developed adult, set in their ways a little, you know. I'm drinking a lovely coffee today, and it's in this little mug. Do you want to see? I'm going to show you this scene. There you go. I lost the scene. Yeah, I can only show green things if I also show my green screen. Look how cute this mug is. It's not my mug. I should return it swiftly once I'm finished. But it's very cute. I like this mug. It's also kind of green inside. Drinking a lovely coffee. I needed one today. I had a bit of a headache because I drank too much coffee last week, so I'm still on a bit of a coffee grind. That was good. So second piece of drama. Okay, that's the Amouranth drama dealt with. Hey, Yoda boy, what's up, dude? Cool mug. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad someone was here to appreciate the mug. I am so glad because I thought I was speaking to myself there. Okay, so I've got some more drama lined up for us here before we start Overwatch 2. I think someone's currently fighting me on Twitter. I decided to I've been making some controversial posts recently. Not really controversial because my takes are always kind of straddle the middle somewhere usually. If you're not aware of what the Amouranth drama was, it was that it turns out this top streamer on Twitch, top creator on OnlyFans, was in an abusive relationship pretty much for her entire career on Twitch and OnlyFans. Actually married to this abuser, and yeah, shit got a little wild and wacky. And I've got something in my eye. There we go. This is her cameraman's Twitter page. Okay. He looks a lot like that guy. Who's that streamer that was super fat, but then he lost all the weight? He looks a lot like that guy. Anyway, that's the cameraman that was fired for being a little bit, appearing a little bit clout chasey, I reckon. The situation is super sad. I'm good though, just vibing. You? Yeah, I thought it was super sad. Just vibing. Oh, I'm definitely vibing. I've really been enjoying the streams recently. I've been changing things around, and I think I've got a schedule now that really works for me. Mondays and Thursdays, 1 till 5. Yeah, 1 till 5. And to second guess myself there. Anyway, update on the Bayonetta 3 voice controversy. There is actually some spicy new takes here. Some spicy new... Okay, so there was a Bloomberg article recently. That was our latest update. And the Bloomberg article, there was a voice actress called Helena Taylor who made some posts on Twitter that blew the hell up. This is her Twitter page here. She was basically saying that she only got offered $4,000 to voice the entire Bayonetta 3 game as the main character in the game, Bayonetta, which is a very iconic character at this point, and her voice goes with Bayonetta like a PB&J sandwich. It's a great combination. Unfortunately, she stated that she was only paid $4,000 or offered $4,000. She had to decline, and they replaced her then with Jennifer Hale, who's a seasoned voice actress herself. Probably going to do a great job, but nevertheless, she was replaced with Jennifer Hale because she declined the $4,000 offer. Now, it turns out that the Bloomberg article that came out recently stating that her claims were false actually has some merit to it, and she has confirmed this on her Twitter page now. Initially, she uploaded videos in which she made out that she only got offered $4,000, and she acted like it was almost like an insult to her that she was offered such a low pay or wage, so she had to decline. And then in the end, she actually offered a response to the Bloomberg article, which said she was actually offered $15,000, which is a lot higher than $4,000, and is in fact a decent wage for a voice actor. Most voice actors would jump on that wage. I know I would. I mean, I would jump on $4,000, but I'm not a seasoned voice actor, so, and I haven't been in any big budget games yet. But yeah, she has posted some clarification, and here it is. It's come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and a gold digger. I'm not one of the people that called her a gold digger. In fact, I didn't see that, but apparently, yeah, some people calling her a gold digger. That's not very nice. Not a very nice thing to call someone. Come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and a gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in the industry. See thread, and she's made a thread here. She's obviously an experienced Twitter user. She's much better than me. She makes threads. I never do that. She says, as I posted on part 3 of my video thread, I explained their first offer was too low. That offer was $10,000 total. Remember, this is $450 million franchise, not counting merchandise. I then wrote in Japanese to Hideki Kamiya asking for what I was. So basically, she was offered $10,000 as an initial offer, okay? She then wrote back to Hideki, who is the creator of Bayonetta, the head director. And I lost my thought then. Yodaboy just said a very nice comment. Thank you, Yodaboy, as you should be a voice actor, by the way. Smoothest voice in the UK. I would love to accept some money for voice acting. To be honest, I would love to do some voice acting work if it's ever on the table. So thank you for that, Yodaboy. Maybe Dr. Disrespect, says Yodaboy. Is there drama about Dr. Disrespect? I think I kind of like Dr. Disrespect. The only thing that I ever had issue with was he cheated on his wife or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. I don't really like cheating in general. I have a thing against it, but that's a personal thing, I guess. You're talking about the cameraman for Amouranth. Oh, you thought it was Dr. Disrespect? That'd be funny if he was behind it the whole time. He was the cameraman and the husband. He just has like 2 wives. I thought he kind of looked like him. Oh, like, no, dude. Dr. Disrespect is handsome as AF, dude. Have you? I always think of him as like, he's probably the most handsome guy that you wouldn't expect him to be handsome under all the wig and the moustache or whatever, and he's in really good shape, and he's like 6'8". It's hard to flex on Dr. Disrespect because he can literally just respond and be like, hi, I'm 6'8" and jacked, full head of hair, I'm a millionaire. You know what I mean? Hellena Taylor is still on screen, by the way. Oh yeah, we're still talking about Hellena Taylor here. I just got distracted for a second. As I posted on part 3 of my Twitter thread, I explained that their first offer was too low. That offer was $10,000 total. Remember, this is $450 million franchise, not counting merchandise. I then wrote in Japanese to Hideki Kamiya asking what I was. So yeah, she's got an initial offer of $10,000 already. That wasn't ever really stated in her videos. She spun her story to make it sound like she was offered a much lower rate and offered $4,000 as kind of like a backhanded insult to do the game after she disputed the initial pay. That's completely untrue, which unfortunately makes her, well, is a discredit to her name. Quite unexpected. I didn't expect her. In fact, when she first posted her things, I was all for boycotting Bayonetta 3 because, you know, I want voice actors to be paid fairly and everything. And I think she was great in the first game. So here's her next post on the thread. She says, I thought as a creative, he would understand. He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how much the fans wanted me to voice the game. I was then offered an extra $50,000. Well, she obviously means 5,000 here, okay? She doesn't mean 50,000. So a lot of people are blasting her in the comment thread saying 50,000, but no, she obviously means 5. That's a typo. I've got to say the Bloomberg post was more accurate than her initial statement because she was offered a total of 15K for the role. So what's happened is she was offered 10,000. She then wrote to Hideki Kamiya And then he responded saying how much he wants her in the game and offered her a total of 15k to now voice the game. Which, here's where the drama thickens here. She declined to voice the game after being offered 15k. I then heard nothing from them for 11 months. Then they offered me a flat fee to voice some lines for $4,000. Any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, a total fabrication. Now, she's trying to save face here, right? She's obviously trying to save face, but it doesn't take away from the fact that her initial videos on this topic were also kind of spun in a way that made it sound much worse than it really is. She was offered 15k to voice the roles, not 4k. She then declined to voice the game because she thought 15k was not worth her time, right? Then she heard nothing from them for 11 months. Because you declined to voice the game, okay? In my opinion, right, at that point, if you decline that offer, the second offer of 15k, they don't have to contact you again. They have to go and look for someone else now. You know how this works, right? You declined. So maybe she was trying to hardball, which is funny because everyone initially accused Hideki or whatever, and Nintendo and Platinum of lowballing her. But what really happened was that she was trying to play hardball here, and they ended up just hiring someone else, probably for the same amount of 10k or 15k. And she happens to be Jennifer Hale, who's a seasoned voice actress, probably an equally as good choice as Helena Taylor for the role. As good as Helena Taylor was, they probably just thought, well, we can just get Jennifer Hale, and she's declined, so we have to replace her, right? Unfortunately, Helena Taylor is being a little bit of a Karen, which saddens me to say. This is where the plot thickens here. So she's been dishonest. She's trying to save face for her fans or whatever. It's one of those, like, this reminds me a lot of when there was all that drama against, like, Amber Heard. And then she posts this. It's kind of like something for her fans to just hang on to and go like, no, she's great. Look at this, what she's posted. I believe everything she says. But what's weird is that her initial videos contradict her statements here. She didn't really tell us that she was offered 10 and then a total of 15k to voice the game initially. Basically, she declined a role. Then they rang her up later, 11 months. They rang her up later and asked if she could voice some lines for 4k, right? $4k. And yeah, at that point, they had already hired Jennifer Hale, I reckon, and already done all the voice lines. And then they just had some more voice lines that they were like, do you want to voice these, Helena Taylor? Probably because they enjoyed working with her on the first games. So yeah, she was very salty about this, I guess. You know what I think this is, chat? This is what I think this is. This is what I think happened in Helena Taylor's mind, right? She feels regretful that she didn't take the 15k. And then they hired someone else. She feels insulted by that. She feels regretful that she didn't take that offer. Now looking back on it, she's not now the voice for Bayonetta anymore, which is like that's quite a big role to have in a video game, right? Like that gets your name out there if you're credited for that role. She no longer has that. She doesn't have the 15k. She's been replaced now in the Bayonetta franchise, and she feels regretful. She felt very salty, and as we're all Overwatch players here, we know what that can feel like, being a bit salty. She's taken up that frustration straight onto Twitter without thinking it through, and she's spun the story a little in her favor, which means she's misplaced some facts somewhere. You know, she hasn't stated what really happened, and that's leaving her open now for people to, you know, think she's a bit of a Karen, which is unfortunate. That's my take on this situation. So she's saying here again, there weren't extensive negotiations. So she's saying not everything in the Bloomberg article is correct, right? The Bloomberg article went the other way. They said there were extensive negotiations. They said something about 5 sessions for 4k or something, which she says they never talked about. So she's saying not everything in the article was true, right? But the 15k, that was actually true. And we didn't know about that. And then again, if you say to the general public that you refused a role for 15k, that ain't gonna look good, dude. 15k is a lot of money to us, okay? You could argue, right, that maybe 15k isn't enough money compared to like how much the franchise got and her role in it. Maybe she is worth more than 15k. You could perhaps argue that, right? That her coming back is worth more than that. You could perhaps argue that. But to just kind of put it out there that you scoffed at 15k for this role after not voice acting for so long, that isn't a good look. And that's why I think she's being blasted right now by Twitter. Because it's all these people like us that, you know, no one's offering us 15k to do shit, okay? Or even 4k. So to us, or to the general population, she's gonna look like a bit of an entitled person here, which is also unfortunate. Of course, I think it's always open that you could argue that maybe she was worth more than 15k, right? To reprise her role as this character that makes a ton of profit for the companies involved. Perhaps she is worth more, but that argument's now in the toilet, isn't it? After the drama she stirred up. Never be untruthful. Never spread mistruths on the internet. Just leaves you open to get blasted by everyone. So easy to prove things false, especially when it comes to like how much you were paid or offered or whatever. Okay, and then she finally comes out with this. So she says there as well, she's a team player. I was just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value that I bring to this game. A lot of people would argue that 15k was that, right? Which is where this lands a bit flat on, where the argument lands flat on its face, okay? So she ends the thread with this. I was paid a shockingly low total of 3,000 total for the first game. A little more for the second. I wanted to voice her. I have drummed up interest in this game ever since I started on Twitter in 2011. Now, there's a hole in this statement here. If you wanted to voice her, why did you decline? She declined to voice her for 15k. If I wanted to do something and I was offered 15k to do it, I think I would go and do it. I think I would go and do it, chat. I stream for no money. I do YouTube right now for no money at the moment. I'm getting nothing, okay? Because I want to do this shit. If I was offered 15k, I'd be getting up at like 4 a.m. to do this shit, okay? I'll be sacrificing all my sleep and I'd just be so excited to do it for 15k. Jesus, I'll be buzzing. But that's just me. Anyway, that's my take on it. What I will say is I really respect Helena's performance in Bayonetta 1 and 2. I thought she was great. I would have loved her to come back for Bayonetta 3. So I'm not discrediting her as a voice actor in any way. I do think voice actors get unfairly paid, for their work, especially when it's like big budget video games and stuff, because they get paid like flat rates. And, you know, they just replace them at will, even though you could argue that having a voice actor change to another voice actor for an iconic character is usually quite jarring, and the fans notice, and they don't always like it. Look at all the drama about the Mario movie with Charles Martinet not playing the voices of Mario and Luigi and getting fucking Chris Pratt and what's his name from Always Sunny in Philadelphia to do it, okay? It sucks. So yeah. I don't think voice actors are treated fairly. And it's a shame that her mistruth here I think it puts things in the wrong direction. We're taking a step backwards here. I don't think anything's going to change for voice actors from this drama. I think it's painted voice actors in a bad light, actually. So that's a shame. I think she just got a little salty and posted something without thinking it through fully. Posted something on pure emotional vitriol. Yeah, anyway, she's just very sad she lost her role and she got a bit salty about it on Twitter. That's the drama over. I think we can conclude that drama. Drama thread ended. What can I say for when the drama's over? A drama thread ended is too convoluted. I have to think about that. I think we can close the book on that one. That's a little better. We're closing the book on that drama, okay? That drama's over. Okay, so what else do I have here? Oh yeah, so this was some news that I was just kind of happy about, okay? For anyone that's a fan of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, there was some news here today that I saw. Breaking! From MCU source, by the way, I should state my sources. Breaking! Hugh Jackman has confirmed that he will finally be wearing a classic Wolverine suit in Deadpool 3. So yeah, Hugh Jackman, who I'm sure most people are a fan of, he's reprising his role in Deadpool 3, and he's going to be wearing the classic suit. And they're probably going to make fun of it. I reckon Deadpool's going to rip on him, which will be quite funny. For those that don't know what the classic Wolverine suit looks like, it looks a little like this. In fact, this is it, okay? I'm going to pull this up for you guys. This is some nerdy news, I know, but at heart, I am a bit of a nerd. I read comic books growing up. I can't help it. Here it is. So that's the original Wolverine suit. He'll be wearing something like this in the movie. And it's probably going to look freaking awesome. I've always been a fan of the original suit. It's just so goofy. So goofy. Look at those colors. He looks like a bumblebee crossed with Aquaman or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, he's reprising his role and he's going to be wearing this. So yeah, Hugh Jackman has never worn this costume. He's never worn the classic costume. I think during the time he was making films, they probably thought it would look too goofy on the screen and too hard to pull off. But I think now with all the direction like Marvel's gone, they can probably do justice to the suit and make it look cool. So here's kind of a more realistic rendering of the suit. That looks pretty dope. I could imagine it looking something like this in the film. Yeah, so that was some news that made me kind of happy today. After the negative drama, I want to show you some positive news. What else do I have here today? Oh yeah, so I saw this. There's just a clip here of a streamer that had to leave his chair. So there he is in the bottom left corner there. He gets out of his chair, and what he's actually doing here is stopping an intruder in his house. With a gun. That's right. He's playing like League of Legends or Dota 2 or some shit. I'm not sure which game this is. And he leaves, and then you hear gunshots. It's all quite scary. Yeah, he had to defend his house from an intruder with his gun. You hear a few shots fire off at some point. I'm still waiting for those shots. We'll hear them in a minute. So yeah, this was just something I saw today, and I thought I'll share it. There are gunshots. Those aren't gunshots. Those are loud bangs. You'll hear the gunshots. Okay. There you go. Those are clear gunshots there. Nice. Okay. So that was kind of scary. Imagine that happening. Imagine if I had to go and defend an intruder. I wouldn't even have a gun. What would I do? Oh yeah. Okay, this was just something that I found cute and funny. Here it is. A cat that's been stung by a bee. We've left the drama territory and we're just going straight into cat photos now. But yeah, this cat's been stung by a bee and his face is swollen up. He looks like a Pokemon or some shit. Hippo cat or something. Big bee sting on the nose there. By the way, my dog's done this multiple times. Our husky likes to try and eat bees, and this has happened multiple times. It always looks hilarious. Yeah. That's a cat stung by a bee. So my drama segment is becoming like half daily dose of internet and half drama. I kind of like this format. Let's go. What else have we got? Oh yeah, so I saw this post on Reddit, right? This post series saying my main takeaway after playing Persona 5 is that living in a walkable city would be incredibly dope. And this is something I never really thought about before, but a lot of cities in the United States of America are not walkable. Okay, and they play Persona 5, which is set in Tokyo, which is a walkable city. And yeah, apparently there are lots of areas in the US which just aren't really walkable, right? And it's a huge problem over there. Partly because it's a health crisis, right? Because people don't walk. They get out of their house, they get in the car straight away, and then they go somewhere. Then they get out of their car, and then they have to get back in like, there aren't places to walk, apparently. There aren't sidewalks, or pavement, as we call it in the UK. There aren't enough. Like the only cities I've really been to here, I've been to Edinburgh, I've been to London. I've probably been to most of the major cities here, right? And I've never had a problem with them not being walkable. In fact, in London and Edinburgh, I pretty much spent all my time on foot. And then if you want to get somewhere faster, you just get in an Uber or you get a taxi or get the public transport, but you can pretty much walk around the whole place. Yeah, I never really thought of that before, and I found this article, The Daunting Challenge of Unwalkable America. And they're saying that there's basically a huge challenge in trying to make America more walkable. Only 34% of Americans reported walking to destinations. That's a pretty low number if you take into account that's everyone. So job, shopping, school, and so forth. So, oh my god, it includes job, shopping, school, so they don't walk to anywhere. Now, I kind of have that issue a little where I live, because I live in like a town in the UK, and like the shops are a fair distance away, and they're far enough away that you would just take a car, right? But I could also just walk down there. If I had a spare like half an hour and an hour to kill, I could just walk there. I don't have to drive. But yeah. So as for the reasons that they don't walk much, people are saying it's inconvenient and dangerous. What's it say here? So it's dangerous to do, so way too often it's dangerous, apparently. Except for traditional downtowns, few American communities even have things to walk to within safe and easy walking distance. So this might be an issue as well, is that a lot of places in America, it's kind of an expansive place, right? America is big. they have lots of areas that people live in where things are just very far away from each other. Like the shops are very far away from the residential area or whatever. And they just have to drive because it's so far away. We don't really have that in the UK. Like, it's pretty cramped down here. We still have some big open fields owned by farmers or whatever. I don't know who owns them, but we have lots of big open fields. But apart from that, it's pretty much all, you know, connected. Yeah, apparently a lot of roads don't really have like places to walk on the side as well. Not enough sidewalks. And that's about it. That was just something interesting I found today. I'd never thought of that. What do you think about that, chat? About walking. Would you say that the area you live in is walkable? And do you walk places, or do you always take your car? Do you always have to take personal transport? I also saw some takes on this as well, which I found kind of interesting. People were saying that, I saw one take that was saying that we see the car as like a symbol of freedom, kind of, but it's actually more like a way to keep you controlled. It's more like prison, right? If you have to own a car to live a normal life, right? That doesn't sound very free, does it? So I saw some takes like that, and I was thinking, that kind of makes sense. No, they're not really these vehicles that symbolize freedom, really, in reality. I think it's different though, but I mean, that's in the US, but here, I think where I live, it is kind of a symbol of freedom, because without a car, I didn't feel free here. I felt very trapped. So yeah, I don't know. You could view it in different ways, I guess. So this was another bit of positive news I found. And this is the last bit of news for the day. Last bit of drama section news here. And this is just that there's an app called Be My Eyes. And I recommend that you guys download it if you want to be helpful. So it's an app that lets blind people FaceTime helpful strangers from around the world who can see for them. So this guy says he helped or this guy or girl or whatever said, I helped a lovely Irish guy find the male bathroom. Smiley face. So there you go. I downloaded this app called Be My Eyes a while ago. You get FaceTime calls from blind people all over the world and help them with whatever task it is that they need help with. I just got my first call and helped this lady pick out some almond milk. Something so small made her day. I mean, I wouldn't call it a small gesture. You literally like lending someone your eyes. I'd say that's quite a grand gesture, dude. But yeah, that's nice. I think this is very cool and a cool use of technology. So how the app works is basically if they're having trouble finding something, like they might be in the section of a supermarket and have limited sight, so they'll get out their phone, they'll be able to navigate to the app and ask someone for their eyes, and then they'll, you know, use the camera to pick the right product or whatever they need help with. And apparently there's way more people helping than there are people using the app that need to see, which is kind of wholesome and nice. So that's my last bit of positive news and a nice bit of technology there that is helping people. Because, you know, there's lots of like doom and gloom posts about technology, but I think overall it does help us. And people seem to forget that sometimes. Okay, let's see if I'm still having a fight on Twitter as well. Someone was... No, they've ended the fight. Okay. So my controversial post, I was just saying it was unfortunate that she was dishonest, Hellena Taylor. Because I did initially post on Twitter that we should boycott. I was like, yeah, I'll boycott the game if you're really being only paid $4,000. Because initially, the way she made it out to seem is that she made it out like they offered her, they lowballed her, right? So she had to decline. And then they just hired a more seasoned voice actress, which is would be very scummy. That's like lowballing her, so she has to decline, so then you can just hire someone else instead of firing her. But it turns out that's not really what happened. So yeah, we've closed the book on that one. Cool. That is everything. I hope you enjoyed my new segment there. I'm a little It's a little bit rough right now, this section, because I haven't really done this before. It's something new I'm trying with the drama and the news. I just thought it'd be nice to kind of punctuate the stream with some, like, current topics and whatever. Okay, so it's paling. Let's catch up with chat now. And Yoda boy. Got Soldium posted cringe in main. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, that's definitely what happened. She posted cringe on main, dude. Nose cat is... Lamau nose cat, yeah. The nose thing made my day. Poor kitty. But it looks like the kitty will be safe. Looks like he or she, little kitty, is in the vet. Getting nose surgery or whatever it needs. The only news source I trust. Thank you. Yes, I am the most unbiased news source available. You know what's sad? That might actually be true. That might actually be true. I'm trying my best out here, chat. To be unbiased. I'm not being paid by nobody, so you know I'm spitting true facts. If you're watching on YouTube and enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit the bell button. My socials are down there in the description box. Join the Discord if you're not joined already. The Discord is amazing right now. And until next tab, Koroku, bye-bye. I don't know what that outro was. I'm doing like a salute and a double-handed outro today. It just felt right. What can I say? See ya. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.